Been ready.
It's Russell Rush on Friday, kicking it ballistics on WRMS. Yo, I got a phone call from my dog. He wants some whole cake. I said, hold up. Yo, Big Dick, you trying to get money here. WRMS, Taylor Soul, Saturday, y'all.
What's up, y'all? It's another Saturday morning, and I have one question. Did you miss me? But anyway, we're back. You Up Radio. We're having a little fun with it, trying to keep a smile. For those that don't know, we are out of North Carolina, and we're dealing with Hurricane Florence. So before I bring the rest of the crew on, let me just say heartfelt prayers go out to those who are affected down east in eastern North Carolina by this storm, and we're thinking of you. So with that, let me get the crew on and make sure they're in the building. Let's start with the lady of the house, Dr. Naisha Douglas, the queen of the throne. Are you up?
I am up and rolling. I
Let's
hope
do
everybody's
that.
having a blessed day so far. We trying to keep dry
That's
out
right.
in these North
That's
Carolina
right.
streets.
That's right. That's right. Let's go to our mediator, innovator, uh, just
Crossfader.
crossfader, true brother number one, brother William McKee. Are you up? You in the building?
Lyrical Darth Vader. What's good, everybody? Hey, good morning. Hey,
Hey.
thoughts,
All right.
minds, hearts, prayers, concerns to North Carolina, South Carolina, and all people
Right.
affected by Hurricane Florence. And a special shout out to my brother, Keith Stewart, who I rocked out with last night at Lit Fest with 102 Jams with Block Boy BJ, Jacquez, not Jacquez, I mean Jacquez.
Uh huh.
And
Uh huh.
he owns Kerry Sounds, man. But it's a
All
great
right.
morning. Glad to be with you.
No doubt.
Let's
No
get it.
doubt. And then the man on the ones and twos, the one who brings us the views, super producer, brother D. You in the building? You up?
You
Well,
know,
moving. And our
Oh,
entertainment.
yeah. Yes,
I'm
I'm up. I'm
I'm
up.
I'm
I'm up.
up. I'm up.
All right.
Let's get
Hey.
moving.
All right. And our
you know.
last but not least, our media entertainment guru, the man with the most, coming live and direct from the West Coast, brother
Hey.
JC Pope. You in the building? You up?
I am up. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. Let's go.
And you up early, boy. I tell you. But all right. So on this Saturday, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're gonna get into a little bit of the stuff with Hurricane Florence a little bit later in the show. But you know how we started off. We always start with the first segment with the lady of the house who has prepared us some food for thought. So, Doc, on that note, let's eat. You up? Tell us about eat.
Hey, good morning or good afternoon for some, for
That's
everybody
right. That's
who's
right.
on the East Coast, trying to
Mhm.
keep dry, trying to keep our spirits up, and just really
Yes.
praying for the people that's on the down east, North Carolina, make sure their family is okay. But on a lighter note, I wanted to educate, activate, and transform. This is the part of the show where we talk about uplifting ourselves when knowledge and responsibility meet to create change. So today's topic is fitting in, or fitting to what? Why do we need to fit in? So many of us have kids, and our kids, especially when they get to middle school, they go through all these changes. I mean, you got hormones, you got your new school. If you're in the sixth grade, you're going to another school, and it's just a lot to for a child to deal with at one time. And so, the topic comes up is we try to fit in, and many of us have kids on this show, and we've had conversations with our kids about not really fitting in. But within the age of cyberbullying and bullying in school, our kids want to fit in. They don't want no smoke when none of their classmates, pretty much, they don't want no smoke. So they just want to be popular, or just, be part of the crowd and not really stand out. And I thought about this when I had this conversation with my daughter this week, because she's running for student council in fifth grade, and she wants to be vice president. And she wants to be vice president. She was talking about being popular and how the people were going to for her. And I said, well, when you do your speech, you don't want to just be a part of what everybody else is doing. You want to be different. You want to stand out. And me coming from I'm a twin, and so being a twin, a lot of times we are looked at as the same person, and my sister and I crave wanting to be different and wanting to stand out, and not really wanting to fit into the crowd, but being just, conversation with
Yeah.
everybody and just being fitted in
Yeah.
with everybody. So I want to pose the question of, is it good to fit in? And at what point in our lives should we say, forget it, I don't want to fit in, I want to stand out? And I want to let's talk to Ben. Ben,
Come on.
you have kids. You have
I
kids,
do.
and when you were younger, did you fit in, or did you stand out?
I'm gonna tell you what. Um, when I was younger, I fit into various crowds, and I
Mm-hmm.
stood out for various things. It was funny because in some aspects, and Brother D can attest to this because we've been going to school. We went to school together since we were 11. Some aspects I fit out because I was the class clown.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
really? I
yeah,
didn't catch that. Yeah.
well, I
Yeah.
was
That's
one of the class clowns. But in
okay.
other aspects, I might have fit out because athletics or, other stuff I might have been doing. Um, because I was kind of all over the place. Like I never, and I'm thankful for this because I know this. We're influenced by like how certain things are viewed,
Yep.
but I never viewed it like I have to be this way to be cool with everybody. I was one that's
Right.
like I just want to be around everybody. But it's
Right.
interesting you brought up the situation with your daughter. A lot of things like student council or certain things I may not have been receptive to because I might not have thought, hey, that might not be the coolest thing. So certain decisions
Mm.
might have still been influenced, but I never had like that belonging, like I need to belong to this crew. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I
Yeah.
think that weight of what we let influence certain moves versus who we feel part of. So that's where I was with it. I mean, I'll pass
Okay.
it off. But yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I think
Well, go
that's
ahead, Ben.
unique because I think my experience is a little bit different. Like here's the thing: I had to get comfortable with standing out, which eventually made me be okay with not necessarily having to fit in. Like my daddy cut my hair, I had to get off the bus every day and get Joan for everybody for the haircuts that I got from my daddy, which were like punishment. I was unable to get the Jordans that everybody had all the time, so I didn't necessarily have on Bobos, but I didn't necessarily have on Nikes.
Not the
And then at the same
Bobos.
time, you know, and then at the same time, I spent a lot of time not growing up in not only not in a neighborhood, but the place where I actually lived didn't have a lot of people that looked like me. So when it came to fitting in, I couldn't identify with fitting in, but I was instilled with the confidence from my parents that look, you all right, you're gonna be okay. And what that's allowed me to be able to do is now, as an adult, have an affinity for not fitting in and for going against the grain. And I try to pass that along to my youngins.
That's interesting that you said that, because something that stood out for what you just said was that you was in your parents instilled confidence in you instead of like the ability to want to fit in. And I think that's super important, especially when it comes to kids nowadays, because you look at social media and you look at other people having this fabulous life on social media, and people kind of crave and they want that same attention. So I want to ask William, like, did you fit in, or if you didn't fit in, like at what point of your life did you say, I want to stand out and I want to fit in? William.
Well, I think that, like a bunch of kids, I tried to fit in certain things. But
Right.
when you get older, you figure out that creativity and uniqueness is actually profitable. So trying to fit into what? Trying to fit into mediocrity, trying to fit into the crowd. Well, the crowd is not going to be great. And for people that want to be great, you learn that, hey, my uniqueness is my gift. And in a country where 1 in 3 students is bullied, national statistics say, we need a groundswell movement that says be yourself, and capture your creative gene and put it out there for display.
That's great. That's great, because I know for me, again, like I said, I was a twin, and I am a twin, and I didn't want to necessarily look like my sister, even though it was inevitable. You're a twin, we're identical, so we look exactly alike, right? But I would try to change my hair color, I would try to change my hair, I would do all of that. But it was one of those things where I wanted to keep home my creativity and just stand out and not look like everybody else. Like, I didn't want the Jordans, or I didn't want like the cross color at the time. Like, I wanted to like be my own person and have my own identity. And it was hard growing up because I looked like somebody and everybody thought we were the same. And y'all know, because being and
well, let me add on to that, Doc, too. And mine is kind of like that. And like Brother Pope, but mine wasn't really like a choice so much earlier. It was more like forced on me, because I look at like my father. My father was very frugal. Okay, we never had, and once again, Brother D, Key Mike can attest this, never had like the flyest clothes, up to date, the top dog shoes. My father never placed emphasis on that. So like that kind of became me. Like so even through high school, I never was like, man, I got to get that type of stuff, because I was always like, I'm gonna do me. And most know I used to wear a lot of hand-me-down MEX stuff and all that. I never had but looking back as an adult, it's helped me. Like I don't.
Yeah, I think that's what I was leading into.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's what I was leading into. I think because my parents, compelled me, whether it was circumstance or not, that look, you're not going to fit in. You might as well accept the fact that you're not going to fit in. It made me get used to the point and accept who I was and be confident in that. I mean, and on top of that, to the point of being a twin, I'm a namesake. I was named after my daddy. My daddy was in the school system. Like he, and he was at central office. So everywhere I went, I started out as, you Jim and Charlene's son. I know you're gonna do right. I know you're gonna act right, and you're not gonna be sitting over there with Ronald Lowry and the boys. You're not gonna be sitting over there with the dopers. Like, so it allowed me to say, well, you know what, I might as well just own who I am. But it was always reinforced at home that however we sending you out here, you got to own that anyway. And to this point, at this point in my life, it's the same thing. I was able to go through and wind up being senior class president, wind up going on to Elizabeth City State and being an SGA there. Like, there's always been leadership roles, but I think it goes back to, like Brother McKee said, having that creativity is great. And that's Lenny Kravitz on his new album, Vibrations. He talks about that and how his ability not to be like a traditional artist that comes in and then they have to change their style in the waning years. He maintained his style in the face of losing certain labels, which makes him one of our most prolific artists.